Hi, I'm Jeffrey Wright, and this is Space 1026 in Philadelphia. You should come on in. Just don't expect your car to be where you left it. I don't know if I have a problem concentrating, or I just like too many things. So I'm not just like a painter or a photographer. I just do everything. What ties it together usually is just like the sense of the humor that's within it. I work in abstract as well. Sometimes things I make connect both of them. I'm just trying to work on more video. It's one of the main things I'm trying to do. It's like when it comes to poo humor, fart jokes, and all that, I don't think of them on purpose. They just keep coming to me. I was going to do this zine just to get all of my doo-doo humor, poop humor, all out in one little zine, and then it won't be in my other art. So I did that for like 4 years, then I just stopped doing the zine, and now it's back. Just kind of like cooperative type, like communal spaces around the country, they all kind of look the same. It's like everyone's just kind of hangs stuff up and throws it in, nothing's too organized, and it's just all over the place. I mean, that's what art looks like too. I grew up as in like a serious Christian family where you were not supposed to do drugs, and no smoking, no having sex till marriage, and all these things. And I believed it all, and all stuck. So even when religion just fell apart for me, the ideas, certain ideas just stayed with me. I thought there were a lot of good teachings to follow within the Christian religion, so I kept following, 90% of them. And with that, I stayed drug-free and alcohol-free. With not doing certain things, you like to, you have a kind of a fascination with them. I have a lot of drug humor in my art. But it's interesting because people who do drugs think drugs are funny, and people who don't do drugs think drugs are funny. Everyone thinks drugs are funny except for some addicts. Maybe it's everything I was not a part of when I was a Christian. That's not true. Never mind. That when we started the space, even though it's just four or five of us in the beginning, we couldn't even decide on a name, really. One person wanted to call it Bread and Water, another wanted to call it 11-teen, and another, and this is the name we always make fun of, wanted to call it Spiral King, which to this day we think, it sounds like a mattress factory to me or something like that. And then I was like, look, we're not gonna, like, these names, they say too much. We need a name that says nothing. So I was just like, let's just call it the address. It's called Space 1026. The name doesn't put anything on the space. The space will eventually put something on the name. I was just thinking about calendars and the idea that some of the best-selling calendars are lab calendars, and then hot dude with tight abs calendars. So I decided to combine the best of the best and create labs with abs. I just like the idea of creating, absurd, ridiculous things. I don't consciously think is this silly or ridiculous. I just like, I don't know, think of something. If it makes me laugh, then I make it. I do edit myself a little bit when it comes to Now that I'm older, I guess there are some things that people would call dirty, or, you know, sexual humor or whatever, that gets into some of my art, but I try to edit it out a little bit. Labs with Abs is definitely, I would say, PG. I mean, it's going to be a little bit sexy because their abs are pretty tight and abs are sexy. When hip-hop culture finally reached the Philadelphia suburbs, I really got into it. I was really into graffiti, and I had like 8 different aliases in the 2-year period. I started out with the alias Comic Kid because I like to collect comics. Then I went from Comic Kid to just Kid, then from Kid to Shades, then Chex, like the cereal, then MG, which stood for Master Geek, then ended with J-Man, which I guess stood for Jam Man or Jammin' Man. I just never got over the early 80s graffiti fonts and styles, so I still work with those within my drawings and paintings. Even though I don't do graffiti, I make art about graffiti and about, you know, its culture a little bit, because I'm friends with, you know, just tons of graffiti artists and kids that do it. I guess in a way a lot of my subject matter is just like observation, and so like there's some social commentary and just trying to create a just taking things out of the world that are kind of ridiculous to me, isolating them and making them even more absurd than they actually are, and just creating humor out of that. Basically, I like to have fun. I hate pain. I'm going through this thing where I'm reliving all of the haircuts I had in high school, where it should just grab you and just chop away. I had a tail in high school, so I was regrowing my tail. But that's the next one. Actually, it's also probably the last one, is the blonde. I just haven't got around to doing it. Yeah, it's PG, it's PG-13. I'll go to NC-17, but nothing beyond that.